Herzlich willkommen zur letzten Pressekonferenz des Monats. Ich darf neben unserem Trainer auch Jakob Schöller herzlich begrüßen und starte gleich mit dem Coach. Johannes, now it's the start in the Bundesliga after 3 successful games. Could you give us just a preview how it's working after Wednesday's 6-2 against Cologne?
Yeah, the easy answer for me would be that we just have to carry on and continue with the good stuff that we've been started with, but also the good stuff that we have started with in preseason. So that's the simple answer. And then of course, Altach is a completely different opponent to the teams that we have played so far. So it will be not a different expression from us, but of course some details in the game that we have to be aware of in and out of possession. And we plan the same way that we always do. Every game is different, and we have to put in the same hard work and discipline to the game, and then if we do that, I think we have the qualities to make a good result. So we try to continue going.
Okay. And today on your side is with Jakob is a player. I think you have a very good opinion from him. Could you just give us some words about him, because it was not the first time, also in the preseason and also now in a competition game, that he was in this game the captain. That's not so usual for a young man like he is.
No, I think a part of it is of course the club strategy, where we have to promote young players to the first team, and Jakob has of course already been a part of the first team for years, but is still young. But I also spoke about in preseason with you guys and mostly with the team that we changed the dynamics a little bit around being a captain and a vice captain. We work more with a leadership group where there's more players involved, and all these players can actually at some point during the season, if it makes sense for us and for them, be captains in the game. Jakob is one of them because with his personality, it's an obvious choice for me, and with his qualities also an obvious choice. And I think we have as a club responsibilities to develop human beings also. And I think it can just be the next step in Jakob's development as a football player. So it was pretty obvious for me.
Thank you. Jakob, darf dich bitten. 3 Spiele sind jetzt schon Vergangenheit, 3 Pflichtspiele. Wie ordnest du den Start ein? Persönlich, auch Mannschaft, und was erwartet ihr euch jetzt, oder wie geht es jetzt in das erste Bundesligaspiel gegen Altach?
Ja, also ich glaube, der Start war mal ganz ordentlich auf jeden Fall. Nicht nur die Ergebnisse, aber auch die Leistungen. Waren auch Leistungssteigerungen da, und auch mit der Vorbereitung, glaube ich, können wir sehr zufrieden sein. Viele Dinge gut umgesetzt, die der Trainer sehen will, und jetzt freuen wir uns natürlich, dass es losgeht.
Danke. Ich lasse euch natürlich, ob Sie besseren Fragen, kurz organisatorisch noch, wie gewohnt, 90 Minuten vor Ankick, Öffnung Stadion, Medien- und Public-Bereich, und rund 14.000 Karten sind am Stand vor einer Stunde weg. Bitte, Erik, Mikrofon hast du schon. Sollte eingeschaltet sein, jawohl.
Frage an den Jakob. Es wird ja immer nachgesagt, die Rapid-Binde ist schwerer wie bei anderen Vereinen. Jetzt hast du es ein paar Mal tragen dürfen. Für mich als Laien, wie schwer ist sie wirklich?
Ja, natürlich ist es eine große Verantwortung bei einem großen Verein, denke ich, die Binde zu tragen, aber es ist natürlich auch eine große Ehre und macht mich stolz. Aber ja, wie gesagt, es waren jetzt eigentlich nur Testspiele, wo ich die Binde tragen durfte. Aber natürlich, wie gesagt, durch die Größe des Vereins ist schon ein gewisser Druck dahinter auf jeden Fall.
Du bist leider in der Vergangenheit immer wieder von kleineren und größeren Verletzungen zurückgeworfen worden. Hast jetzt die ganze Sommervorbereitung mitmachen können, die was auch, glaube ich, sehr intensiv war. Ist es der fitteste und beste Jakob Schöller, den es bis jetzt gegeben hat?
Vielleicht sogar ja. Ich glaube, das war extrem wichtig für mich, dass ich das voll mitmachen konnte auf jeden Fall, weil ich das jetzt die letzten 2-3 Jahre eben nie so hatte wirklich, und das ist extrem wichtig körperlich für mich, aber auch mental natürlich, dass ich da einfach die volle Vorbereitung durchmachen kann, die Spiele normal mitmachen kann und einfach auch die ganze Zeit bei der Mannschaft bin, und das hat mir auf jeden Fall gut getan.
Ja. Jetzt weiß ich, dass der Coach ein Fan davon ist, nicht zu viele Veränderungen in der Defensive vorzunehmen. Es gibt einige Optionen im Zentrum speziell, dann auch wenn Ari Marcelin wieder fit ist. Wie siehst du momentan den Konkurrenzkampf?
Ja, Konkurrenzkampf ist immer wichtig, erstmal im Training wichtig, dass man sich weiterentwickelt, auch dass sich jeder Spieler weiterentwickelt. Konkurrenzkampf ist auf jeden Fall da, würde ich sagen. ich versuche für mich einfach mein Bestes zu geben, meinen Teil beizutragen. Und wie sich der Trainer im Endeffekt entscheidet, ist dann seine Entscheidung. Ja.
And the last one to you, I think you understood the question now. How do you want to avoid frustration in the squad? As there are a lot of options, especially in the centre back, especially when Ari Marcelin is fit again, Armin Elias Gröller.
Yeah, by giving them clear answers and honesty in terms of what they can expect. And then, of course, some can still be frustrated with that, but then at least they know what they can expect, and it's made very, very clear. But as I also told them, especially this part of the season, and we hope to play week in, week out, and middays or midweek games also for the next long period. So it's impossible to play with the same centre backs for 90 minutes every time. So there will be also rotation in these positions. And what they have to make sure is that they are among the best 3-4 that we have available. Then there will be game time. Of course, when it really counts and when it really matters, people can see where I take my decisions and how I do it. But we are not there yet, because at the moment we rotate a lot and there will be game time for all of them. But they can always come to me and ask for an honest answer, and they will get it.
Dankeschön. Bitte, Alex.
To the coach, maybe you can remember when we first talked about Jakob in winter, and I told you that all the former coaches had a very high opinion on him, and you answered in a reserved way, maybe because he couldn't go to Spain with the team. When was the day or the week you had for your the opinion that he got really, really important for you and for the whole team?
Before I came. So that's the simple answer. And you asked me when in January about him. So I was probably angry at Jakob at that time, because he wanted to be a military guy instead of a football player. So that was the issue. No, I knew him from before that. I and some of the other coaches we started. So I was looking forward to develop him and improve him and start to work with him. Of course, it took a little bit longer than expected. But that's probably what we see now. So again, you also know me. I'm sometimes not want to praise them too much externally, because it also puts a little bit of pressure that is not always needed. So the only thing I can say is that there's all the potential here next to me that you need to become a good defender on the highest level. So we have started and we keep on working.
Ich erkenne es nur für jene, die es nicht wissen, also hier wahrscheinlich alle, aber die PK nachher im Stream nachschauen, Soldier, deswegen, weil Jakob Schöller den Kronverdienst angetreten hat.
And full respect, don't take it like that we don't respect that.
I know.
I also have a background from that area. So,
it was just explanation for the guys which doesn't know that Jakob was at the army.
Und Jakob, du hast ja sehr unterschiedliche Verletzungen gehabt. Jetzt kaum welche, die an der gleichen Stelle passiert ist. Kann man trotzdem irgendeinen Schluss ziehen, wo du selber gesagt hast, auf das muss ich verändern, auf das muss ich mehr aufpassen, um, so wie es jetzt scheint, langfristig fit zu bleiben?
Naja, ich muss sagen, es waren schon eher ähnliche Verletzungen. Es waren ja doch immer Muskelverletzungen, vor allem Oberschenkelrückseite. Schulter, ja, das war natürlich unglücklich. Das war eine Verletzung, wo ich dann nicht viel machen konnte, weil es durch einen Zweikampf passiert ist eigentlich. Aber es war schon auffällig, dass halt viele Muskelverletzungen waren. Und da haben wir dann mit dem Trainerteam, mit der medizinischen Abteilung auch einen ganz guten Weg gefunden, dass halt die Trainingssteuerung, die Belastung einfach auch gut passt, was bei mir anscheinend extrem wichtig ist. Und so haben wir jetzt einen ganz guten Weg gefunden, dass sich das Ganze jetzt einfach eingependelt hat und ich jetzt mal über einen längeren Zeitraum einfach fit bin. Ja.
Heißt das, dass du mehr Pausen bekommst oder zu anderen Zeiten Pausen brauchst?
Nicht unbedingt Pausen, also es ist dann so, dass das Training einfach anders gesteuert ist, dass ich dann vielleicht mal in gewissen Übungen rausgenommen werde oder weniger mache oder mich mit einem anderen Kollegen abwechsel, dass es halt so einfach gut gesteuert wird, je nach Belastung auch davor, Matchbelastung oder auch Trainingsbelastung davor.
And one question to Romeo, is he ready for a comeback and will he play against Altach?
We have to wait and see tomorrow how he is, but if not there, then I definitely think he will be ready for the European game in next week, but we will test him tomorrow and see if he feels 100% ready.
Gutes Stichwort, European Cup Games, die Spieltermine, die sind fixiert, beide Spiele, Ankick, österreichischer Zeit 18 Uhr, in Tallinn im schönen Estland am Donnerstag und das Rückspiel in Wien am Mittwoch.
Let's talk about Altach. I think you played 1-1 away. I saw them live at the cup final against Lask. They were very strong. It's a very good squad. Could you give us some ideas about their strengths, their players, and something like that?
Yeah, I think of course you touch upon some of their strengths, which is more a classic Austrian Bundesliga thing, that most of the clubs are physical, strong, and powerful. And I think we had some problems also, especially in first half against them in the away game, which we solved much better in second half, where one of the key things for us is to find the rhythm and the flow, tempo in the ball. And if we manage to do that, I think we have the qualities to break them down and create chances against them. We also know that they have some physicality up front, and they are really good at timing their runs in behind with the 9, and then the 2 10s or wingers just working close with him, and often happens that 1 will drop or 2 will run in behind, that they constantly run on the last line, which is sometimes a little bit tricky to defend. So that's something we've worked on today, and we'll keep on looking at tomorrow, because I think that's the strength, and one of them to perform that is of course Geil, where he's with his technical level can be a threat in terms of the assist passes, but also the set pieces, where he's a weapon for them. So there's quite a few players. I think it's a good team. It's very clear what they try to do, and they've had that clarity now for some time, and that's why you can also see that they get better and better. So we absolutely have to be at our best.
Danke, Niki. Bitte sehr. Weitere Fragen an die beiden Herren von eurer Seite. Christian, bitte.
Jakob, wie würdest du dich selbst beschreiben? Was ist dir wichtig, wenn man das so sagen kann, wenn du am Feld stehst? Was nimmst du dir vor? Ja, vielleicht kannst du kurz einen Einblick geben, wie du auch deine Rolle siehst.
Ja, also ich nehme mir ganz klar vor, dass ich einfach auch eine Führungsrolle einnehme, dass ich Verantwortung übernehme am Platz, dass ich meine Spieler um mich herum einfach auch führe, ihnen helfe in allen Situationen. Und dann einfach Ruhe ausstrahlen und eben auch diese Sicherheit den Mitspielern gebe. Das ist so würde ich es beschreiben. Ja.
Danke. Christian, noch eine Nachfrage? Ja, bitte.
Nein, ist gut.
Achso, ist gut, sorry. War jetzt nichts. Erik noch einmal? Wer will? Bitte, Alex.
Maybe a look to Rapid 2. There are quite a few players you had in Freistadt with you. Who will we see tonight against Admiral?
I don't know if I can just tell the lineup. It's still a competitive game, but of course the ones we had with us are players where within the next 6 to 12 months we expect that they can make their breakthrough on the first team. I've always had a saying when I work with young players that they need 3 pre-seasons with the first team, and it's in the 3rd pre-season they have to break through. So the first 2 ones are just to learn and get a feeling of how it works, and then the 3rd one they should be ready to break through. So there's big expectations, of course, also for Josepovic, who comes from another club. He still needs to get used to how we play and how we do the things here, but really positive impression from all of them. And we have also sat with them, with every one of them, to make a development plan, so they know exactly what it is they need to develop to be a part of the first team on a regular basis. But of course, it's the players that you also saw in preseason that we have closest to the first team.
And other players like Eden Rocker with you, or will we change between the 2 teams?
We have decided to take a decision a little bit later, because we could see that, and that was actually his 3rd preseason with the first team. So we could see that he was about to be ready. So it would be the right thing for us to keep him around the first team for a while, and then we take a decision a little bit later on. But we can see that he's close enough to get minutes, and when that's the situation that he's in, then we cannot put him to the second team again. I think he did well. I think he he improved technically, and he also showed a good understanding for how we do things, both defensively and offensively. So, from my side, it's been the right call to have him closer to the team, and then we see a little bit later on where we will keep him.
And one question to Altach. Rapid plays very different to maybe 3 months ago. Did you see some changes in the style of Altach too?
We've obviously only watched the test games, and also against different opponents. They maybe try to play a little bit more, but also have to be honest and say that can maybe change a little bit to the game when we play against them on Sunday. But otherwise, I see more just a team that is developing the style that they started when the coach started with the team. I think they have technically good players. They have 2 midfielders who can dictate and dominate a game. And like I also said, I think they have some good movements up front on the line. So that's mostly it that we are looking at. And we could see a lot of the same structure from last time we played them. And to be honest, I also think that if they play with the lineup that we expect, then I actually think they have 7 to 8 players who was also in the lineup last time we played them, which also tells about some continuity in the team, which is also important for improvement and development. So no, we more see that they are getting better and stronger in the things they want to do.
Danke, Moritz, bitte sehr.
Coach, talking about lineups, there were 3 quite different lineups in your team last 3 games, in the first 3 games. Have you found your starting 11 yet?
Yes and no. Yes, because I know if we had to play a cup final tomorrow, I know who I would select for that game. And no, because it's not the starting or necessarily what I think it's the best 11 for the game on Sunday or for the game on Thursday and for the game after that. We have to, like I've said sometimes, find the best players for the opponent that we play against. So we analyze where is it we see we can hurt them and what kind of players do we have that is best in this area of the game. And there will always be differences when you play against a high pressing team or low defending team or a good team in possession or a good team out of possession. And now we have a good position where we can actually choose a little bit different and we can select the players we think is the right fit. So that will be the approach for me the next couple of months where we hopefully have a lot of games. That's the ambition we have. That's what we aim for. And again, it's impossible for the same team to play all these games. So we have to do the team selection right. That's probably the most important thing for me and coaching staff at the moment.
Danke sehr. Bitte, Christian.
Jakob, die Hitze, die aktuell herrscht und bis in den Abend oder in die Nacht hineingeht, was macht es mit dir, mit euch Spielern? Wie geht ihr damit um?
Ja, natürlich, es hat schon einen extremen Einfluss aufs Spiel, würde ich sagen. Im Endeffekt geht es beiden Mannschaften gleich, würde ich sagen. Und von dem her muss man sich anpassen und damit klarkommen. Aber ja, natürlich ist es nicht einfach. Es ist dann vielleicht doch besser jetzt wieder, dass wir auf Rasen spielen und nicht auf Kunstrasen. Aber ja, also die Hitze macht schon was aus, würde ich sagen.
Danke. Nächste Woche dann nicht so schlimm. Für Tallinn sind rund 20 Grad gemeldet, Mittwoch und Donnerstag. Plus.
And rain.
Oh, little.
It rained yesterday, didn't it? Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, perfect.
Alles klar. Weitere Fragen an die beiden? Erik, bitte.
Another question. I don't know if I'm allowed to ask it to you. So if not, then yeah, let's waive it. The actual developments in football with FIFA and UEFA, how do you see that?
Am I allowed to answer?
Of course, of course. I'm sure you have an opinion.
Yes, I do. I have a lot of opinions.
Feel free.
It's just what is the right forum to do it? Obviously, I think football is. I think it's a little bit tricky question because football is also different from what we know football was 20, 30, 40 years ago. And a bad thing is also just to stick with what you know. Then you never improve or develop. So at some point you also need to accept that there's development in football and that there's development in the business around football. But I think also there can be too much development. around football, and that's probably what we saw yesterday or the day before with the new suggestion for how the World Cup should be sponsored and how it should be run. That's not the right idea. I think we still have to keep it as a part of an industry where the fans and the people around it can dictate also what happens, and then we just have selected someone who's in charge and respect our opinions to take the decisions based on that. That's how I think it should work. So the idea from the other days, that's a no-go from my side, if that was the question.
Thanks for these words.
Yeah, then another topic.
Another topic.
There is summer break in Formula One at the moment. We all know that you're a big Toto Wolff fan.
Yes, but he still don't have time for me. So
okay, then question answered.
yeah, unfortunately, we try and we try and we try. So.
A lot to do with his son and with Mercedes. Formula One Team. Okay, wenn es sonst nichts mehr gibt, nur der Hinweis, Rapid 2 heute 18:30 Uhr in der Südstadt, Sonntag 19 Uhr unsere Herren Burschen gegen Altach und 4 Stunden vorher erstmals in der Bundesliga unser Frauenteam auf der Hohen Warte gegen die Wiener. Drücken wir auch die Daumen natürlich. Also vielen Dank und wir sehen uns.